Hey guys, Teacher Pat here. Today I have a really fun activity and we're going to learn how to grow beans in a bag. So let's get started with what we need first. So what you're going to need, guys, is you're going to need beans. I have two different kinds here. I have a mung bean and a black bean. And then you're going to need 2 Ziploc bags, and you're going to need 6 cotton balls per bag, as well as some water and something to dispense your water. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we're using 2 different beans here. We're using black beans and mung beans. These are just beans that I have at home, but you can pretty much use whatever beans you have as long as they're dried. Now for this next step, what I'm doing is with a Sharpie, I'm labeling each bag with what kind of beans I'm using. So the first bag I'm labeling mung bean, and then the next one will be black bean, but you don't have to do this step. I'm also doing this for the video's sake. That way you know the difference between the 2 beans. Now what you're going to do is you're going to grab 6 cotton balls and you're going to put it inside the bag. Now there's 2 different ways you can do this. This will be our first way. We're going to stuff the bag with our cotton ball first, and then with the help of your child, you can use a medicine dropper or some kind of medicine dispenser or a small cup to put some water. You don't want to totally saturate the cotton balls, but you do want them to be moist, not sopping wet. So you want to moisten those cotton balls, and with a medicine dropper it might take some time, so be patient. So once you get the cotton balls moist enough, what you're going to do is you're going to drop down some beans in there, and the moisture from the cotton balls will basically be the food and the water that these beans will need in order for them to grow. So as you can see here, I'm kind of spreading them out and then adding a little bit more water because it wasn't wet enough. And now we're starting with the mung beans. So Austin's going to help me here. He's going to place some beans in the bag, and then you're definitely going to need some kind of adult help here to spread those beans out a little bit. You don't want them to be super clumped up together. Do kind of spread them out a little bit, but make sure that the beans are touching the cotton balls. Now the second way you can do this is you can put the beans in the bag first, and then these cotton balls are moistened already, and that way it's a little bit easier to spread. But you can do the first way like we did, or have the cotton balls wet already the second time. Now what you're going to do is you're going to hang them by a sunny window. Make sure that your bags are ventilated. Don't close them up because they need to breathe. And let's see what happens. So here's the morning of day 1. As you can see, the next day nothing really happened, but you can see that the beans are kind of reacting to the water. Some of the colors coming off the beans. Day 2, here you go. Look how exciting. Our beans have sprouted. And for this video's sake, I did take them down off the wall just to take a picture of it so that you guys can see a little bit better. But otherwise, these beans are always hanging by a sunny window. Now, if you feel that your beans are drying out a little bit, you can add a little bit more water. Just make sure that they're not soaking in water. As you can see, the mung beans sprouted, but the black beans did not. So here we are now at day 3, and finally our black beans have sprouted. So we have some action here. How exciting is that? And then the mung beans are growing beautifully. This is such an awesome process for kids to see. Just the process of how seeds and beans grow, and the process of the roots and everything, you'll see as the days progress. Here's day 4, and we got a sprout, guys. My son was so excited when he first saw this. He kept coming down saying, "Mama, Mama, the beans are growing, the beans are growing." And look at that. Look at these roots that have sprouted just from water on those cotton balls. It's so awesome. So here we are, the evening of day 4, and as you can see, another sprout has sprouted. And this is after just like, how many hours from morning until evening time. This was probably like 7 or 8 in the evening. And look how much it's grown. My gosh, you're going to see some crazy growth. Just keep watching. All right, so this is morning of day 5, and our sprouts are doing beautiful. You can see the other beans are just starting to sprout now, and they're establishing their roots. And on our black bean side, our few sprouts more sprouts are coming out as well, and they're doing just fine and dandy there. I'm continuing to add a little bit more water to the cotton balls as the weather gets hotter. So here's the evening of day 5. Our sprouts are still doing beautiful. They're healthy. They're standing up straight. Look at that guy. He's even forming a leaf up there. And you'll see, I mean, the process of this is really, really amazing, guys. So unfortunately, I forgot to record day 6. So this is actually going to be the morning of day 7. And as you can see, after 2 days since I last recorded how much it sprouted, look at that one. It even has leaves coming out now. This is why it's really important to ventilate your bags and leave them open so that your beans can continue to grow upwards, and also to not suffocate them as well, right? And you can see the black beans are doing so well. I mean, it just depends on the sprout, right? This is the evening of day 7 now, and check this out. Look at the black bean bag on the right. Look at how big those sprouts got. And the ones that peeped out of the bag, check it out now. They've probably grown like 2.5 inches since I've last filmed it. And this was like 6 or 7 hours later. Look at how tall that got. So that's all there is to it, guys. I hope you guys really try out this experiment. I mean, really, you're just putting cotton balls in a bag and beans and water and just hanging it by the window. You don't have to take it down like I did, but I wanted you guys to see the reaction of my son, how excited he was to show you guys his beans. Ta-da! He's like, look at my beans. As you guys can see, I hung it at his eye level. If you guys have a sliding patio door, definitely hang it where it's at eye level for your kids, so they're not like stretching their necks just to look at it. It's so awesome to see it from their perspective. That's all there is to it, guys. I really hope you try out this really neat and fun science experiment. Bye, have fun.